Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good Thursday evening, race fans, and welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and the live coverage of the F.U.N. Road to Pro Series, the Moradness Madness 200 season finale for the regular season. Spots in the top 16 for the playoffs, still up for grabs. But tonight's the last chance to get locked in. Right now, your 16th place car, the 64 of Eric Olson. He has 21 points between himself and the 333 of Corey Goodall. About the only two that could swap any kind of positions, I think. Justin Moore is 74 points out of that 16th spot. That is an awful lot to make up, and I'm not sure that it would be possible in one race, so with the way the scoring works, but we don't ever want to count anybody completely out. till we know for sure. Ty Bostic, Zach Ward, Steve Kirby, Marty Calvert, and William Carrin are your top 5 currently. We know they're all locked in. Watching a little pack of cars here. That's Moyers. Justin Moyers in the 11 right there. Working in behind. I don't know if these guys are just practicing some drafting. Some of them have been ducking off. This was a bigger group a minute ago. Some have been ducking off to try to get to pit road, anticipating green flag stops on pit road. And here's another group right in front of them. Bostic, Curran, Stone, and Fielder. Yeah, that's the 39 of Brandon Fielder right there. Chandler Chabot is practicing his road racing, and he is in the infield road course. There's Kirby rolling out. Zach Cartledge is right behind him. And he's going to do a little off-roading. Always works wonders on the suspension, I know that. 26 drivers in here tonight. Do we have updated power rankings? Let's see if we have. I do not see updated power rankings at the moment. Nope, I don't. No, I don't see them. Next week, we'll head for Darlington and start the playoffs in the trucks. The first 3 races will be in the trucks, and then the next 3 races will be in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series cars. And the last 4 will be back in the Cup Series: Phoenix, Talladega, Rockingham, and Homestead. So that'll be interesting. So we get to see trucks, B cars, and A cars in the playoffs. Jeffrey Belk here got left. Everybody dove to pit road, and he's out there all by himself again. Chabot? Yeah, Chabot is still sitting in the infield. He must be getting a hot dog over there or something. That is Marty Calvert. Marty Calvert deciding to see if the off-road feels any different than the racetrack, and it really just looks like it's as bumpy. I don't know. He's trying to get around on the grass. Oh, when the boys get bored, right? Had some pretty exciting racing all week long. The truck series on Monday night got pretty spicy towards the end. Tuesday night was a fuel mileage race, and the driver that came home second was leading coming out of turn 4, and less than 100 yards from the finish line runs it out of fuel, and a guy 2 seconds back stole that win. And then last night, if you were with us, it got pretty exciting and very spicy over at Auto Club with the Midwest Truck Series guys. In another fuel mileage race where the front third of the field ran out of gas on the green-white checker, the overtime, and guy from out of nowhere snuck by and got that win. All the leaders from earlier in the night all end up running out right on the restart. So just about 3 minutes left in the practice session. We will see pack racing. I mean, they will be in a wad. About 80 laps. Stage break will be about lap number 29. Getting a lot more familiar with the way they're doing things. Having a little fun with it, too. I hope you guys enjoy it. Be active in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Shout out your favorite driver. If you're new tonight, you're on Facebook, on the Facebook live stream. Like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you'll know every time we go live. It's 4 nights a week currently. I don't know if that's going to pick up any more in the winter or not. A lot of people have been reaching out, but they want stuff on nights that we already have stuff. So it makes it very difficult, and we don't book much on the weekends unless we know we're going to be available. Because we like to play on the weekend. We like to go racing every once in a while, too. But we'll see how things progress. The old Budweiser paint, a little bit of a throw on that. He's doing it a little different. Looks pretty good. I saw that Pepsi was on the 109. He's not on the racetrack right now. But I saw a nice Pepsi scheme on the 109. You can always pick out John Ledger's car. The red, white, and black. Very classic racing paint. Just great color combinations. Well, how is this going to work out? It looked like it worked out pretty good. Again, down to it's going to be qualifying time, season finale. Regular season. Man, they still got 10 races to go after tonight. We're with you all the way through November. Or at least I think we are. I think about all the series that we have right now, except for maybe the Midwest guys, run from now until about October. And they all kind of end right there that second week, right before Thanksgiving. Everybody kind of just shuts them down. We'll see who gets restarted. We may have a little mini vacay in there. That'd be awesome. All right, qualifying time. See who? Marty Calvert is in a different paint tonight. He's painted that car green. Ooh, that's a big no-no in racing. You're not supposed to paint the car green. He's taking an awful. He's locked in, so he's going to be in the playoffs. But he's taking an awful chance running a green car, especially at a place like this. Tight pack racing, drafting. One tiny mistake could end up making a parking lot out of the whole field. Yeah. It's just bad juju. All right, drivers are headed out. Carthage already up the backstretch a ways. The purple on that black and white car doesn't look too bad. Under the lights, going to look really good. Jeff Nairn. Chabot come out of the infield. He must have got that hot dog finished up, and now he's ready to make a lap here. There's Daniel Green, unsponsored number 99 car of Daniel Green tonight. Used to seeing him with something on them quarter panels. Nothing going on there tonight. We talked about John Ledger during the practice session. Oh, where's Wes Gallo? Wes Gallo is not in his standard turquoise color car. He's in red and black with some white letters and numbers on it. Mr. Stone put the white wheels on this week, but we still like the number 3 on the side of that car. There's Matt Carrick off that 00 shell. That's a great paint scheme. And there's Zach Ward. Narrant, 50.396, quickest at the moment. Current fielder Ledger Chabot. Chabot just posted his time. About an 806, 816. Marty Calvert rolling out. Steve Kirby, there we go. Here's that Pepsi car I was talking about. See if we can get a good look at this. Pepsi Max. Do they even make Pepsi Max anymore? I'm not even sure. Doing that Daytona Highline on the first lap, Highline on the warm-up lap, and then put it down to the yellow line on your second time, the quote-unquote money lap. Moyers just rolling out of pit road. Nobody besting the 27 currently. Stephen Kirby, 53.11. He's got a lot of time to make up. But the second lap, he should be able to get that done. It's still Narrant and Curran 1-2. Cartledge jumped up there in the 61. We saw him. He's up to third. Mormon and Stone 4-5. Garikoff just crossed the line. He will stay 6th. Brandon Fielder stays 7th. Let's see what Steve Kirby does. Then we're going to go watch Justin Moyers. Marty Calvert's about to come across the line as well. We'll see if he moves from 16th. Cross the line. Kirby, 8th quick. Several drivers have not taken to the racetrack. Ty Bostic, one of those. Logan Fager, Corey Goodall, Eric Olson has not taken to the racetrack. Let's see what the second lap for Marty Calvert has in it. He's gotten the last couple of pole positions. Tonight, 15th quick, 50.49. So about a 10th. 10th and a half? No, not even a full 10th. A 40 and a 49. So, all right. Several drivers did not get to post times or chose not to post times. We will start looking at our starting lineups with Jeff Narrant in the 27. Grabbing the pole tonight for the regular season finale. He'll have Will Curran in the 81 next to it. 61 of Zechariah Cartledge. Row 2 to the inside with Steve Mormon in the 26 in position number 4. The 3 of Greg Stone, row 3 inside. Matt Karikoff in the 00 will be his partner in that row. 39 of Brandon Fielder next to Stephen Kirby in the 109. They make up row number 4. Our 5th row is Joe Tardif, the 23. John Ledger, the 19. We'll move to row 6 and find Daniel Green in the 99, that unsponsored car, next to the 66 of Chandler Chabot. Wes Gallo in the 07 and Jeff Belk, the 55, are row 7. Row 8 is Marty Calvert, the 16, Bryn George in the 45. Then we find Zach Ward. Used to seeing Zach a little closer to the front, too, most of the time. He's got the 5 car inside on a row number 9, and next to Ty Bostic in the 22. Bostic did not post time. The rest of the drivers on this list did not post qualifying times. 33 of Elliott Swope and Eric Olson in row 10. Evan Amick, the 77. Justin Moyers, the 11. They make up row 11. Logan Fager in the 35 and Thomas Martin in the 36. Side by side in row 12. And then Corey Goodall, the 333, and David Watts, the 54. Our final row for this evening's regular season finale. Drivers now rolling off pit road. That means the next time we come out of turn 4, 80 laps of absolute mayhem. It'll probably get pretty wild. We'll have to see if anything changes as far as that 16th position. It's about the only one that can change in the playoffs. Field starting to get formed up here coming out of turn 2. Still got some drivers trying to catch up. All right. We're ready for it. Regular season finale. It's going to get interesting next week. We're not going to be in these Cup cars again for about 6 weeks. Be in some trucks with this same group right here. All right, time to go. A green flag racing coming out of turn 4. They're going to right down to the travel. That pace car is going to get out of the way here late. It dives out of the way pretty late coming to the entrance to pit road. Bostic hanging out at the very, very back. And it's a good strategy unless something bad happens and you get separated from the group and you don't get a caution. Pace cars out of the way. Regular season finale for the F.U.N. Road to Pro Series is under the green flag. Dive from the top to the bottom. Will Turek takes the lead. First time up the super stretch on the back. Somebody's down on the apron down there. I think they end up getting back, and that might have been Joe Tart if it is the 23 car, and he may have just gotten out of the way to go to the back. Trying to get out of harm's way. They are pushing and shoving already. Lap 1's about to be in the books, and Steve Moorman a nose ahead. He leads the first lap from the outside line. About 17, 18 cars. Still too wide, like rush hour traffic at 200 miles an hour. Already got cars dancing around in the dirty air. Saw the 16 car dive from the outside to the inside. There's Marty Calvert that moved in front of Zach Ward right there. David Watt, the 54, up there on the outside of the last car on that outside line in this little pack. You can see the sparks. These cars still building air pressure in the tires, and they're just dragging little pieces and parts through those corners with the compression from the speed of getting into the corner. Sparks shooting from those splitters up front. New leader Greg Stone on the outside. He and Fielder pushed their way up there. Stone dropped to the inside, and Fielder still had momentum, and he's going to lead the lap. Got help from behind. Cartledge, the 61, pushing the 39. To watch how hard you push on the car in front of you. You can put into the outside fence. Big wreck. Current is in this. Wow. We get mayhem early. Oh, Fielder just got loose on the outside. Oh my. Let's just go back and see if that is something that is awful. These guys get a repair. There's Jeffrey Belk there sideways. Car rolling down from the top. 77 car of Evan Amick. Wow. So mayhem quickly. Fielder is in here as well. We'll have to get a little closer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's as heavily damaged. Well, you can't see because of the sign, but he's got left rear damage big time. Curran. All four corners of that car have issues. I think the driver's door has a straight spot on it. That's probably it. Right front fender's gone. I think he had to tow. I don't think the car will drive, so he'll get his reset, but he will have to. Looks like Mormon has damage as well. Yeah, right front on that 26 car. Right behind him, John Ledger is dragging the right front, so he's going to get repairs done. Missed his pit stop because the car wouldn't stop. And that guy right there may have been one of the smarter ones of the bunch because he got out of that pack that was right there at the front, moved all the way to the back. He was able to avoid a lot of that. David Watt. Dents down the right side for sure. A lot of cars still on pit road. There's Jeffrey Belk. You know, he got a piece of that. Right in front of him, Wes Gallo. And I really don't see much on Gallo's. Oh, yeah, right front's crushed in. Couldn't really tell that. Corey Goodall. Goodall's car looks like it's pretty straight. He's just maybe waiting to be one of the last to come out of pit road. So Karikoff, left front, heavily damaged on the 00. Gallo, right front damage. Zach Ward, left front damage. David Watts rolling away. He's got right side damage. Brandon Fielder rolling away. They got that car fixed. Will Curran, they got his car fixed as well. So heavy impact, shake up the running order. Now it's Stone, Nairn, Martin, Cartledge, George Chabot, Ledger, Mormon, Calvert, and Olson. The top 10. Then Bostic, Green, Tardif, Amick, Kirby, Fager, Moyers, Belk, Swope, Goodall, Gallo, Watts, and Karikoff. He's 23rd. Brandon Fielder and Will Curran both a lap down, and they might get back on the lead lap here. Actually, nope, they are going to be trapped a lap down. Everybody else is working lap 6. They are working on lap number 5 now. So those boys got to the pits, and everybody got around and pitted under yellow, and the repairs lasted a little longer than the 39 and the 81. Probably needed them to, but they'll have a chance. We catch another caution. At least one of them will get the lucky dog if the other one can figure out how to get to the front and get his lap back the natural way. or the old-fashioned way. But we're doubled up, ready to go back to green. And it looks like Jeffrey Belk back there coming off pit road. And Zach Ward coming up to speed. Ward in 24th is the last car on the lead lap right now. .73 laps remaining. All right, pace car is out of the way. Back in the restart zone, and the green flag comes out. Once again, the 61 car giving some pushes. He's pushing Jeff Nairn. Tried to get it clear of Greg Stone. Couldn't quite get it done getting into 1 and 2. Stone got separated from Martin. Martin not in the blue car tonight. That car yellow and black this week. Nairn dropped to the inside line. He got in front of Stone. He left. Cartledge just hanging out there all by himself, and now Cartledge will get a little bit of help. It's Mormon tucked in behind him. They're about even with the 6th place car of John Ledger. Now the 16 of Marty Calvert in 7th. Scooted by as they separated. Cartledge thought about dipping in front of Ty Bostic. Bostic is 8th. He drops behind him right in front of the 77 of Amick. Now goes to the outside. Big run on the outside for the 61. Got down into turn 1 and 2 and had a huge run. That's going to stall out here when we get on the straightaway. He got up beside Marty Calvert. That was as far as he got. Now he's dropping back, and he's going to lose more spots than he could have possibly hoped to gain. He'll get some help from Mormon again. Moyers in the 11. A little free in the middle of the corner. Had chased the car up the hill. You could see that pull from in front. That inside line just really started moving. Nairn still in front of Stone. It's single file back to about Amick. Amick is 9th. That's when we start seeing our 2 wide. Olson, Eric Olson, the 64. 16th in your points. In the playoffs, if he can maintain it, he had a 21-point advantage. Over Goodall. Not a whole lot going on at the front. Everybody kind of getting single file here. Chabot up to 4th. It's Bryn George there in the 45. He sits 5th right now. Ledger got repaired. He's up to 6th. remember that right front was kind of just hanging off that car going down pit road so he could get repairs. And now he's back up running in the top 6. Outside line starting to go forward. Cartledge now up to 6th. Still one big pack. That's Tardif, Ward, and Belk. Single file at the very back of this group. Fielder and Curran have kind of slotted themselves in near the back of the field. They're scored 25th and 26th. They're running a little closer to about 20th on the racetrack, but that lap they lost getting repaired in the pits. Seeing a lot of flames shooting out of the side of these cars. These guys are off the throttle quite a bit because the draft so heavy. Here comes Cartledge on the outside. He and Mormon got hooked up. Finally got that outside line moving, and Cartledge drops to the inside. He'll lead this lap. Now Mormon needs help from Olson, Green. I think I can't tell. I can't tell who that is behind Green. It's Elliott Swope. Yeah, Elliott Swope. That's Swope. Don't like the outside. He immediately dips to the inside. And that was aggressive getting out of that high line. Puts Wes Gallo now at the back bumper of the 99. They're about 9th in line because Ty Bostic is 10th, and they're right beside him. Cartledge, Narron, Stone still 1, 2, 3. Martin is 4th. Chabot 5th. Bryn George solo in 6th. Then it gets side by side with Ledger, Mormon. And one lap, the inside line will move forward a little. The next lap, the outside line will screech forward. Big run that time into 3 and 4. Mormon pulling that short train on the outside. 4 cars, but he pulled him up to about 5th place. They're right next to Chabot. Watching right here around 10th place, 19th car. John Ledger sits there. He's got company on the outside. That outside line really not going forward, though. They're stuck right there, 5th, 6th, 7th, and they're all the way back alongside the 9th and 10th place cars. Cartledge is still out front. Mormon is starting to make a little bit of headway. He's up alongside Greg Stone. So it's not leaps and bounds. It's more like creeps and crawls, I guess, to get there. But if you stay the course, that is how Cartledge got to the front. He just kept moving the outside line a car a lap. Oh, 64 loose in turn 1. He gathered that up perfectly because the 36 looked like he got a little loose on the bottom. Martin did, and they almost came together mid-corner. We're about 10 laps, 11 laps away from stage break. Some of the cars that stayed out on that caution. They're going to get real close on fuel to the stage break. Outside line starting to get a little bit more organized. Chabot pulled out in front of Mormon. He gave up 5th. He's now 4th. But he was in line single file in 5th, and now he's 4th on the outside line. Awfully dead in the chat tonight, folks. Makes it a lot more fun if you guys participate. Cars dipping to the inside back here. Trying to see who that was. Right behind Amix. Elliott Swope. He went from the outside. Did it again aggressively from the outside to the inside. When he makes his mind up, he pulls the trigger, I guess. Lap car behind him, Will Curran. Fielder. Still a lap down, but he is a couple of cars ahead of Curran on the outside line in that 39 machine. "21 laps complete, working lap 22. It's what it looks like from the top of the grandstands. Daytona at night. Cars are what feels like forever away back there. You can't make out numbers. You can make out colors, but that's about all you can make out from this vantage. Let's go for a ride with the car that's about 6th in the running order. He's 4th on the inside line. Thomas Martin, that 18, and the view he has out front. You can see in the mirror what it looks like behind him. Whoa, Stone clipped a little bit of the apron. Really upset that car. Car out of line, the 19 of John Ledger. He's all the way back 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I don't know what's going on there. 36 car, blinkety blink, and he may be gone. He may have blinked out while we were riding along with internet problems. That is not how you want your night to end. Yeah, looks like he's gone. Up front, though, Bryn George got to the outside. Front of Mormon, and now George with a little surge up to the front. Front of Chabot. Cartledge now 3rd, and then Narron, Mormon, Stone, Olson, Green, Gallo, and Calvert. And I want to see John Ledger. Something happened to the 19, and he fell to the back, and then he fell way back. He's here, but he is way back now. I don't know what happened to him. But I think Martin, yeah, he's about 9.5 seconds off. He blinked out for about 3/4 of a lap. I don't think iRacing knew where to put him back. Cars headed for pit road. The first to dip off is Narin and Stone. And this just a couple of laps shy of stage break. So they'll hit pit road. How much longer do the rest of these guys stay out? That will shift some things. If they get fuel and tires now, they won't have to pit during stage break, and it'll move them right back to the front. I was thinking some of these guys may not be able to make it all. I know they pitted on that first caution on about lap 3. I didn't think that could get everybody to stage break, so we'll see if anybody else chooses to dive off. We're just a couple of laps away now. Narin and Ledger got back out. They are not too far in front of these guys. A set of corners. Cartledge now back to the point. There's the 19 of Ledger. Inside to outside. And Bryn George dove to the bottom. A nice push from the 66 of Chabot to the 61 of Cartledge. Chabot going to lead the lap, though. Three wide, about 6th place. Steve Kirby trying to make some moves. And now he'll go back to the outside. They're 2 wide. That's going to put Chabot out front. Will Curran trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Fielder is right there as well. Curran can't get out from behind Chabot.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Stage break. Chabot wins it. That's going to make the lucky dog, the 81. He'll get his lap back with a wave around here. Cartledge was second. Kirby, Bostic, Gallo, Bryn George. Bryn George was third, I guess. Then Kirby, Bostic, Gallo, Calvert, Amick, Mormon, Olson in the top 10. Thomas Martin was on pit road and missed his box by about a box and a half. So he will back up. That is going to put Stone and Narin probably staying out and going to the front again. So they pitted before stage break. They need not pit again. We're just trying to catch the pace car now. Everybody trying to get caught up, get single file so we can start shuffling through pit stalls. Getting service here. There are Narin and Stone catching up to the back of the field. Curran should get his wave around in the lucky dog right here. He'll be at the tail end of the lead lap when we go back to green. And there he goes for that. Brandon Fielder pits with the rest of the field, and he will stay a lap down, but he'll be the next driver eligible for a lucky dog should we get another caution. Martin and Ledger both going to be behind the pace car. And they will both be waved around when we get a 1 to go. So Cartledge held serve coming off pit road. Kirby second. Gallo third. Bostic, George, Karakoff, Calvert, Amick. Chabot goes from the front to ninth. He was officially second at stage break. And Eric Olson hanging on in the top 10 right there. Moyer, Stone, Swope, Belk, Feger, Naren, Green. All these guys coming out. Ledger and Martin, just wait until we get around. I think we'll probably get 1 to go this time, and they'll be able to take off and try to catch the field. It is such a long ways around here. David Watts, Steve Mormer, Zach Ward. Zach Ward back on pit road again. And now he'll roll away, just topping off, I think. Jeffrey Belk. Eric Elliott Swope actually also headed in. And there's a couple cars coming behind, I think. Joe Tardif is going to come back down pit road. So everybody trying to pack as much fuel as possible. Maybe that 1 extra lap or 2 extra laps that you can get from that will be the difference in shortening your pit stop for a splash and go or eliminating a pit stop. Maybe you're going to catch a caution at the right time. Everybody else had to pit. You stayed out. Now you've got the field trapped. All right, stage break coming to an end. There are still about 48 laps to go here. One car not on the lead lap currently. That'll be Brandon Fielder. He is the car lucky, or eligible, I'm sorry, for the lucky dog. All right, pace car is going to get out of the way. They're still trying to figure out the order back here. There we go. That looks like they got it. Another pit stop and a lot of racing left in this one, so.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air. We're back to it. 47 laps officially. A little blink there out of Bryn George, the 45. So if that doesn't get any worse, everything going to be just fine. It is so hard to draft and nowhere to be if a car's blinking at this super speedway racing stuff. Outside line, getting a little movement. Bostic right up to the back bumper of Steve Kirby. almost all the way back up to speed now. That time, Kirby out in front. Bostic drops to the bottom. The 109.22 made their way to the front. They dropped off Karikoff. Left him to lead that outside line, and he's going to try to do that from sixth. He's even with the fifth place car. Now the inside line once again with that surge that they've been getting. Calvert went by, and here comes Chabot on the inside. The 00 still hung outside. The 11 of Moyers is going to pull up in front of him. And see if he can do something with the outside line. There comes Stone on the outside. Now he tried to get back the inside. And I think the 27 of Jeff Nairn wasn't sure whether to stay low or go high. They get back in the bottom lane. That'll put them 8th and 9th right now, right in front of Amick. Kirby and Bostic on the restart. Push their way to the front. Now they lead the pack. Moyers and Karikoff have not been able to really make forward progress. Now that's come and gone. Ebbed and flowed a little bit because the inside line will move, then the outside line will move. A little off-center bump there, I think, out of the 00 to the back of the 11. Got both cars a little out of shape. And now the outside line through the corner starts to move forward. Cartledge saw him coming. He dips out in front of him. Puts a 61 in clean air on the outside, and they've got to run up the front stretch into turn one here. Now Cartledge trying to squeeze it down and not let Moyers get by. And Moyers went below the yellow line, then fell back in behind the 61. I think he had enough run that if that bottom line doesn't get closed off, he may have been our new leader. But he'll settle into second. Cartledge back to the front, then Kirby. Karikoff has pulled the outside line up alongside the third place car. About 7 of them on that outside line. 333. Corey Goodall, the last car on that outside line. Moyers had a run at the end of the backstretch. He chooses the outside. Couldn't get below him up against that yellow line, but I don't think he's going to get quite clear. He'll lead the lap, but only by about a quarter of a car. Cartledge, Kirby, Bostic, 1, 2, 3. Wes Gallo up to 4th. He's on the inside line. They're just sneaking past Moyers and Karikoff right there. Oh, here we go. Bryn George. And George creamed the inside wall. I don't think we're getting a caution here because he stayed out of the racing lane. Go back and watch. He gets turned quick. A big shot into the inside wall. And that'll put him on pit road. No caution for that. We just crossed over halfway. DRB, welcome. Cartledge, Kirby, Bostic, Stone, Gallo, Naren, Chabot, Calvert, Moyers, Amick. We've got a little shifting around here. I see John Ledger, who got wave around during the stage break. Ledger, 13th, but he's right here in this pack. Stone and Naren lined up nose to tail once again. You can see the cars closing at the back. Cartledge, Kirby, and Bostic still 1, 2, 3. That outside line really not doing much at the moment. Stone is out there trying to pull that group on the outside. He's 5th right now, but he's about to be 6th because Chabot got a good run, and he'll pull up to the bumper of Wes Gallo in the 07. Now the outside line starts to form up and get organized. Marty Calvert is out there. Calvert in front of Moyers. Behind Moyers, it's Matt Karikoff. Eric Stone. Eric Stone has kept himself close to the front all night long. He knows what's at stake. 16th place in the points. There's who he is battling, Corey Goodall right there, just a few spots behind him. Needs to be quite a few spots ahead of him. Thomas Martin. Here's Zach Ward. Zach Ward is 22nd, and Ward just barely ahead of the leaders. They're on the backstretch, and he is in the trial, so he's a little bit ahead of him. I don't know who that was right in front of him. There's Fielder. Might be Bryn George. Bryn George may be the car that I saw. Yeah, he's the car I saw that was just a tick ahead of these guys. He's already a lap down. He could go 2 laps down. This pack is bound to catch him. Yeah, they're going to catch him down the backstretch. No problem. Still have a pit stop in front of us. Whether it happens under green or not, yet to be seen, but it'll happen in the next about 12 laps, 13 laps. Amick. Evan Amick has made his way to the outside line and out in front of the field. Coming to the stripe. Got Elliott Swope pushing him. Those two go from the top to the bottom. Right in front of Cartledge, Kirby, Bostic. Calvert's on the outside trying to pull the outside line up here now. Only got about 4 cars helping. There's another one. That's Cartledge, the 61, and he's done this numerous times. Sees the outside line starting to move forward, and he dives up there. And it inevitably seems to always get him pushed right to the front. He'll go back to the inside. Calvert still has a little bit of a run, but he can't get to the lead just yet. Calvert inches ahead. Now he's clear by a car length. He's still trying to pull Olsen past, but he is going to have to go to the bottom if he wants to lead the lap, and he does. That's Thomas Martin right in front of the leaders. Martin had blinked out earlier. And when he finally blinked back in, iRacing put him nearly a lap down, and now he will go a lap down. If he can find a way to grab into the back of this pack, he would be the lucky dog if we catch a caution. Meanwhile, Calvert's still out front. We're coming to lap number 50. 30 to go. Outside line, I believe that's Wes Gallo in the 07. Eric Olsen. That is Brandon Fielder. Fielder got around Martin. Fielder is going to be your lucky dog if he can stay where he's at. But he's third in line on the outside right here. And the first car 1 lap down in 23rd spot. 45 car, top to the bottom. Brent George, right in the middle of turns 3 and 4, went all the way from the outside wall down to the yellow line. That's Zach Ward going out of the screen at the bottom. Ward is 22nd and officially the last car on the lead lap. He's probably going to get swallowed up before we get another lap in. Oh, car into the fence. That's the 00 of Karakov. Gonna continue on. He falls in behind Mormon in the 26. They're 3 wide. And those. Oh, here we go. This will get a caution.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yep, they went down the corner. Drag of the fence. He pulls it off the fence. 333 is there, and he got it right into the right rear corner. So we are liable to see some things here, because we're going to be getting really close to the window to make it. And the madness is about to ratchet up a little bit, I think. Goodall already on pit road. That car's got a lot of damage. Pace car down on the back stretch. Everybody will head to pit road. Calvert, Cartledge, Amick, Swope, Kirby, Bostic, Gallo, Chabot, Stone, and Karikoff. Top 10. Karikoff needs the trip down pit road. Right front corner of that car damaged. He hit the wall down out of turn 2. Right before we got the lap before we caught that caution, actually. Bryn George stays on the racetrack. He's going to get a lap back. Everybody's in. That looked like just maybe tires and fuel, left sides and fuel. Cartledge holds serve. He comes out first. Swope second. Calvert, Gallo, Kirby, Bostic, Amick, Chabot, Moyers, and Greg Stone 10th. Narron came out behind that. We were watching him get 4 tires. Ledger, Belk, Green, Olson, Fager, and Tardif through 17th. The 00 still on pit road. So is the 26. He's just now getting to his box. 54 rolling out of his finally. And then Zach Ward just now making it in. And he may be coming back to top off. Fielder. Should have been, I thought, the lucky dog. But it looks like he is not going to get that lucky dog. Hey, Will. Let's see if we can grab that dude. Will Kern, are you there, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, man. You got to tell us. You've been out for a minute. What happened?
Internet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, worked my tail off to go get my lap back. Almost got my lap back the old school way, and finally got to where I could race. And as soon as I got going good, internet cut. So.
That is probably more frustrating than actually getting wrecked, because there's nobody to blame for it.
I'm not sure what happened on the beginning of the race there. I didn't watch it back or nothing. I just took my toe and used my fast repair on lap 2 of the race, and just I knew I needed to be ahead of the 39, and we were kind of going back and forth there for a little bit, and I said, well, if I get up there in front of the leader, it won't matter. So I almost got there, but I think it ended up working out because me finishing right behind the leader kept him a lap down. So
he's still a lap down. Right now, he's still a lap down as we're getting ready to come out of our third caution. I thought he'd be the lucky dog the last time because far forward as he was, he got around Martin, who just got in lap before we caught the caution. So I'm really not sure, unless he caught a piece of that incident, which I didn't think he did. I thought it happened behind him. I'm not really sure why he's still a lap down. I can't formulate an answer for that, but I wanted to find out what happened to you because we watched you get your wave around, and now all of a sudden you're like 18, 19, 20 laps down.
Yeah, internet went out. I mean, I'm going to stay in the top 5 regardless. I'll finish 5th for the regular season. no matter what. But if things could have went right, and I mean, I don't know where Marty finished in that stage. I know I didn't get stage points, but I'm not sure where he finished. But if I could have won, I think it would have been enough to offset, and maybe could have leapfrogged him. But irregardless, we're headed to Darlington next week. Start the chase. It's one of my favorite tracks, and
In the
it's
truck.
throwback weekend, and in the truck, and yeah, we get to go trucking for 3 weeks, so it's about to get good. I mean, I hate it, but I would have liked to have seen where things shook out. Thought, I mean, just the night. Usually with the next gen, it's kind of hard to get runs, but I basically made it up through the field on my own. I mean, I didn't have anybody. All my teammates were already up there at the front, so I basically had to go on my own, and I was able to do it. So I would have liked to see how things played out if I could have stayed in it to the end. But hopefully, one of my teammates, either Jeff or John, they've not won this year, so hopefully one of them can pull it out tonight and get some momentum going into the playoffs.
All right, man. Well, tough luck tonight. We'll wish you good luck to get started in the trucks at Darlington next week when we start the playoffs, and thank you for chatting with us.
Yeah, man, we're throwing it back to the mayor next week. Got a good-looking Jeff Burton scheme on deck, so should be good.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
Will Curran and the mayhem was going on. We did not get – oh, where did I put him? I didn't put him in the right channel. There we go. I let go of him before he got in the channel. That was a little wild. A lot of contact. This is what may break things up a little bit. You can see the two guys at the front. Now 3 because Cartledge is trying to get to him, and he's going to do it. He's going to get there. Those 3 trying to get lined up. They have got a lot of laps to go. But if they could get lined up, stay lined up, keep the temperatures down, this is what everybody kind of needs, is to separate a little bit, get out of that pack stuff. Back here, you're looking at Chabot leading the group. Chabot is 6th. Half those cars were sideways 2 laps ago coming out of turn 4. Luckily, there's enough runoff room. Everybody was able to save and not get wrecked too bad. I think a couple cars may have some fender damage, but we'll see if it affects them too badly. Let's go back here because Ledger is leading the next group. These guys have already decided to try to get single file. The group in front of them, not so much. Calvert's on the outside, Moyer's on the outside. Everybody else is pretty much single file. Swope, Gallo, and Cartledge have lined it up. Now, Stone and Narin, they're getting reeled in by Chabot and Bostic, but they broke away from that group behind them, and now they have reached the back of the 3 and the 27, and these 4 will line up. Let's see if they can make up 2 seconds. Amick in 8th. He's caught this pack now. I think these guys are going to get run back down up front even if they stay single file because this group behind is really fast. It's staying right around 2 seconds. 1.9 to 2 seconds. About 10 cars in line. One of them is Thomas Martin way at the back, and Martin, not even the lucky dog position at the moment. That's still Fielder, and Fielder is in that group just about 4 cars in front of him. We're going to come around to be 20 to go. 20 laps to make up 1 3/4 seconds, and it looks like Stone and company are probably going to get this done. Oh, Stone went to the outside. I think he's going to have to give some air to the 27. Maybe the 27 was getting a little hot, and Stone is going to move to the high side. Try to find a way to get back in line here. And he'll dodge right in between the 16 of Calvert and the 35 of Fegler. 3 out front are holding it at 1 3/4 second. Nairn now out in front of Chabot, and Chabot is on the bumper. I mean, he is literally pushing him down that backstretch. You can only do it for a lap or two, and then the oil and the water start getting so hot. You have to dip out and get air. The guy in front of you has to give up his spot and give you air, or you're going to blow up. They swap in the front group, and that cost him about 0.3 of a second. Gallo was getting hot. He went to the front. Swope chose to go all the way to the back, and they got a little disconnected. And now I think that second group can sniff that draft, and we're going to be back to a 20-car draft. Starting on about 18 to go. And they're there. We'll come around. It will be 18 to go, and now we've got about 12 cars in this front pack. Moyers is not that far back, and he's leading another about 10-car group. Got a couple of lap cars in it. Gallo, Cartledge, Swope, then Nairn and company have caught him. Single file here. It's not going to stay single file long. Maybe for about another 10 to 12 laps at best. And these guys are going to start getting 2 and probably 3 wide to try to finish this thing. But the whole field is back together now. Matt Karakoff not in this group, but there's Belk. Belk is 20th. Got a lap car behind him. Fielder is the first car not on the lead lap, and he is way back here 22nd, but he's about mid-pack. He's on the outside. He's going to try to go up here and get his lap back the old-fashioned way and pray for a caution. He's trying to do it all alone. He needs to do it before they get to Karakoff. He's just now going into 1 and 2, and here comes the field out of 3 and 4. .31 seconds the difference between the 07 and the 00. Fielder's alongside about 8th place right there. Now he's got some help. Bryn George is up there with him. George not on the lead lap either. Those two actually racing for position. They're 22nd and 23rd. They really want to be in front of the leader because when the mayhem starts, they want to be able to wave around and have a shot to get back in the fight. You never know what could happen. And if you're in front of it and the wreck happens, then you know it was behind. And I'll tell you, Bryn George just pushed Cartledge back to the point. Cartledge dips out of the way, and that leaves that top lane open. Now Gallo is going to jump out there and try to pull the outside line back around. He said, I like to be in out front. I like that clean air. I need some more. And we're starting to get formed up too wide. The madness about to begin. Big push. Swope into the back of Cartledge, getting into the corner. And a Gallo pushing Fielder. Fielder just wants to be back on the lead lap. Has been a lap down pretty much all night. Involved in the lap 3 incident. He's at the front, and he's not leaving his wingman. He's staying in front of the 07. The inside line, not as tight as the outside line. 3 cars in that outside line were almost touching. Inside line, it was just the first 2. Twelve laps to go. 45 car slow on the outside. What happened to Bryn George? Whatever it was terminal. Now Fielder in the catbird seat. If something happens and he can stay out front, he's already back on the lead lap. That would make Thomas Martin, who was at the back of this pack, a very happy driver. He could get back on the lead lap. He had internet issue, blinked out for about 3/4 of a lap and lost scoring. I saw the 3 car of Stone move from the inside to the outside. We're going to be down to 10 laps to go. Cartledge, the leader, the second car in line. Coming up on Karikoff. Karikoff will fall behind Fielder. He'll be the second car a lap down as the field is trying to work by. We're inside 10 to go. Greg Stone has pulled the outside line back to the front. The edge is ahead of Fielder. Fielder just the last car on the lead lap, but that also means that he got in front of Cartledge. Naren trying to push the 33, to push the 61, to push the 39 on that inside row. Because the outside row seems to have a whole lot of momentum right now. Good news for the outside guys. The inside guys want to go. I'd really like to see that 39 car probably out of the way, but he's trying to do what he can to get his lap back. Hope for one of these guys to make a mistake, cause a caution behind him. Yeah, he'll have a shot with a handful of laps to go maybe. Stone wants to end that threat. He wants to get the 39 in his rear view. Keep him a lap down. The outside line just not as organized. They get organized for a minute and get there, and then it all breaks up, and the inside line gets organized as soon as they break up, and they go right back past them. 8 laps to go. Business is really starting to pick up. The outside line nearly as long as the inside line. And they're just not quite able to get clear of that inside line. We're going to see the side drafting start to get a little tighter. Fielder is moving inside and out, trying to pull one line and break the momentum of the other. Then he goes and switches it back up. Stone down in front of Cartledge. They made a little contact mid-corner. Everybody able to drive away, but the outside line is going to get about 3 cars clear of them. Fielder back in front of Gallo on the bottom. And that puts Kirby on the outside with Calvert and Fager right behind them. Couple of lap cars now on that outside line. Karakoff and Martin, 4th and 5th in the line on the outside. They're trying to get up here and get around Fielder. Currently is just hanging on to the front. And now he'll fall back a lap down as both Kirby and Calvert dip down in front of him as they got pushed by. We've made it to the wave lap. This time out of 4. 5 to go. Hello, Catherine. Thank you for chiming in. Fager dips back in line behind the 11 of Moyers. Fielder wants to get back on the outside. Gallows behind him. Car to the inside. Ty Bostic. Bostic kills the inside wall. What happened to him? Let's go watch real quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see what happened to him. Did he just get a bump in the wrong place? Oh, no. He's having what looked like an internet problem, too, and he dove out of the way. So didn't want to be blinking and have a problem, not know where he was at, and caused the big one, I think. Looks like a lot of people having internet problems. 4 to go now. Kirby, Calvert. Moyers is up here. Fager, 3rd car on the inside line. Moyers with a little dipsy-do mid-corner. Karakoff kind of got bumped down below the yellow line at the end of the backstretch. He'll get it back in line that time. Fielder was right on the rear bumper of the 11 and almost got him out of shape, turning left into everybody on the inside line. And now Moyers goes to the front with 3 to go. Everybody trying to look forward. They're looking backward. They're looking all around. And Kirby had a run. He'll get back to the front. Calvert alongside Gallo. 61 car was down on the apron. No, he's going to save it. He had a huge run and went down below the yellow line. Uh-oh. Oh, that's Wes Gallo headed for pit road. He must be running out of fuel. Wow, with 2 to go, heartbreak for the 07. Kirby got Fielder pushing behind, and Moyers and Fager are behind that. They're trying to back up and open a gap so they can get a run. Caution in behind. Well, we're not going to Greg Stone fans. Oh. Mormon got the 23 of Tardif right there. Yeah, let's go a little bit further back here. You can see he is riding along. That's going to collect several of them. Ledger got in it too again, second time tonight. So, man, kind of tends to happen at these crazy speedway races. Intensity ratchets up. Racing room gets harder and harder to find. And there's Joe Tardif. Looks like he's broken on the backstretch. So we're going to have overtime, folks. We may have more than one. You never know. But it is going to change some things. I think Fielder might have been the lucky dog. He was the first car a lap down. He may be getting he may be out of fuel. He may be getting a push here. He's going to have to go to pit road, and I think he's getting a push from Moyers to get there. Kirby already in. He's getting some fuel. He'll roll back out. Is that Moyers? Yeah, Justin Moyers. Marty Calvert come out. Then Naren, Chabot, Cartledge way back to 6th. Swope, Feger. Ward now 9th. We haven't really talked about Zach Ward much tonight. He's been with the back kind of hanging out. Now here he is inside the top 10. David Watt, Jeff Belk, Eric Olson, Evan Amick, Wes Gallo, Matt Garikoff, Brandon Fielder, and Fielder's still a lap down. Things getting spicy. Hey, Brandon Fielder, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
You just cannot seem to get back on the lead lap, sir.
No, not tonight. I guess my only hope is for another caution if I can get around the 00 tonight. Yeah, I had the lucky dog in place, and I wouldn't have been able to make it. I was basically out of fuel, so had to lose it. So I can only hope that they get a caution before we take the white flag. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, you had it back the old-fashioned way. You were out in front, and then business started to pick up, and yeah, we just it got interesting. It's going to get a little spicier, I think, here.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, I'm hoping that if I can't pull it out, or if I can't get back on the lead lap quickie here, I'm gonna try and push one of my teammates to the win.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Sorry about the bad luck tonight, but you'll be okay when we get ready to go into the playoffs next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Brandon Fielder. Just no luck for that guy tonight. He and Will Carr, they got into a little incident there on lap 3. Both got a lap down, but got their cars fixed and been back and forth. Carrin gets his lap back. Internet problems. And every time we've had a opportunity for the 39 to get a lap back, something has prevented that. This last time it was fuel. He wouldn't have been able to get around, and he did not have anybody to push him, I guess, to get that lucky dog. So we'll see what's going to happen. It'll be overtime, green or white checker. If we make it to the white flag, doesn't matter what happens after that. The next flag will end the race. Positioning on lap 1 is going to be key for these guys here. So we probably will see a little aggression and a little pushing and shoving. All right. That pesky pace car for the 4th time tonight. He's going to get out of our way. And we're going to see if we can cruise the last couple of laps, 5 miles, and get to the end of this Moradness Madness 200 and end the regular season. Into the start zone we go. Green flag back in the air. Oh, little spin of the tires for Moyers. He's going to create the big one.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah, he got a little bit out of shape. Never quite gets the car back. Got into Fagers. That was Martin that got his back end jacked right up right there in front of the camera. And so a big push at the back of the 109 has dented that back bumper in for Stephen Kirby. We're going to re-rack him here momentarily and try to do this again. That did, I will say, most likely help the 39. He should. Lucky dog it. He was not involved in it. He's 16th, and he was the first car a lap down. Of Joe Tardif. A couple of laps down, but he is pulled up to the outside there. He's got a little damage still in the rear end. 39 car. Out and around. Is he going to be able to go all the way out there? I would have thought that this was his opportunity to get that. Some drivers that pitted. We're still playing catch up to the pace car, it looks like. When these things happen right on the start-finish line, everybody has to go around. The pace car doesn't come out until they come around the second time, basically. And now you're playing catch up to that pace car. A lot of the guys that went in on that first lap after the caution failed probably going to fall a lap down. It's really going to change the running order here because Karikoff went a lap down. Or another lap down, I'm sorry. Will he be able to? They may let him drive back by. I don't know. I think they'll force him to stay behind because the leaders got there. Feger fell off the lead lap. Go watch and see if Fielder is going to be able to get to the top and get waved around the field. And it seems like it. So he is going to get back into it. He is still 14th. But now he'll have a green-white checker to see if he can do something with it. Marty Calvert, are you there?
I got you.
All right, man. A little bit of the Moradness madness here at the end of this thing, but you're second. You're going to have to restart beside the 109. What are you going to have to do to beat that guy to the checkered flag?
My car at least, 1/1000th ahead of his at the checkered flag.
So you don't think we're going to get this on the restart itself, huh?
We'll see. Just depends on kind of who stacks up behind us and how good we can work together. These cars are just, flying bricks through the air right now. But it's fun. I'd kind of rather be pushing him at the restart, but we'll put on a good show up here. And I got my Moradness gloves on and my Sundrop MPI wheel and my Hedrick scheme that I've won in before here. So maybe that trifecta will give me a little luck.
Well, you always got to get the right mojo going. It sounds like you knew what you were doing when you set this thing up tonight. So we see you doubling up. We're going to let you get back to it. Good luck, buddy. Hopefully we get to talk to you here in a couple minutes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Marty Calvert putting right back with his team. And I know they're side by side and all that. You know that guy wants to win just as bad as he wants to see his teammate win. And so he'll have Naren behind him. We'll see if Naren can give a push. Chabot has been pretty good all night at giving pushes. He got himself to the front by pushing other drivers around the guys that were leading earlier in the race. So I don't know where the winner's going to come. I would be hard-pressed to pick one at this point. I mean, I'm going to say odds are that, you know, Kirby and Calvert are probably the two because they're at the front already. But, man, you just never know. The seas could part the right way. Somebody like Zach Ward. Daniel Green, he's still inside the top 10. He might have a opportunity if everything kind of fell right. The guys up front got a little extracurricular contact with one another, got a couple loose, and maybe we didn't catch a caution out of it. You know, you sneak by at the right time. So 14 on the lead lap. Another shot at a green-white checker. A little extra racing. Nobody hates a little extra racing. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get to the end of the madness.
Green flag, green
And
flag.
a green flag. A little push from Cartlidge. There's the push from Chabot. And that might hurt the outside line quite a bit because those inside line guys, the first three really got hooked up pretty quickly. Now Calvert and company starting to get organized coming out of two. That's where you really want to have your ducks in a row. Chabot dips outside. Cartlidge will get to the bumper of the 109. They all want to be in clear air as soon as they possibly can. The 61 wants to get the 109 past the 66 enough. He can pull to the outside. We'll come around if we can make it to the white flag, no matter what happens after that. This thing will be over. Kirby leads it. Now the mad dash up the backstretch. Gonna have to be very organized. You're not gonna be able to get split up. Who's going to – oh, Cardno from the top to the bottom. Now they're going to wreck on the backstretch. That's going to take several out. Amick is one of them. I saw him oh, boy, Chabot got down in front. Now it's a parking lot. Chabot's going to get turned off of Calvert's nose a little. Calvert is going to win it. Chabot second. Green, can he hang on? He'll finish third. They'll come across sideways. Belk will be fourth, and Olsen way behind all this. Fifth, couple of lap cars jockeying for position. And we got more. I'd like to go back a little further here. And I'd like to get a little closer to this. In fact, I'd like to rewind that a little bit and see exactly what kind of happened here. Cartridge went in the middle. A little push from behind, that got him out of shape, and that starts the big one. Gallo. There's Kirby off the nose up in front. Got out of shape. Ooh. He went headfirst into the outside wall. And then gets Fielder and Naren again, and yeah. Business really picked up right there. That got a little wild. And Calvert, we just talked to him. He comes out of here with the win tonight. And I think the 64 might be out of fuel. He's sitting down here in turn one on the apron. I'm looking through my list for driver names here. Well, we know Marty Calvert is one. Chabot, Green, Belk. Okay, we're ready to get this party started. Is Olson here? Yeah, there's Olson. He's trying to get around, so we're going to grab him as well. What a wild finish. And Olson's just trying to use the starter, I think, to get the car going. But let's grab him while he's doing it. Oh, he's going to get some help here. A whole lot of drivers going to help him out. Eric Olson, are you there, buddy?
I am. Got you loud and clear.
And you are getting a nice push from a couple of guys here. I think the 64 out of fuel at the checker flag?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Nothing
I started
like
sputtering
that
coming out of
Nicholas.
turn 4.
Oh, man. And everybody reckoned you probably had to do some dodging as well.
Absolutely. There was a big to-do coming out of 4, and thankfully I was far enough behind where I could get the hell out of the way.
Well, it's going to, I believe, keep you locked into the top 16, getting ready for the playoffs here, man. You just kind of had to stay ahead of the 333 of Goodall all night. I know it was 21 points, but you never know what can happen.
Exactly, especially in a race like this where one wreck could absolutely ruin your night. So I'm glad that things played out the way they did.
Or running out of fuel could ruin your night at the wrong time.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Pardon my language.
It's a family show. What are you doing? Oh, you guys are all wow. We're watching you try to get pushed here. That was kind of just kind of cute, really. We saw worse during the race, but yeah. Playoffs. You got to go back to the trucks, man. And we're going to be at Darlington. What do you think about getting the playoffs started there? You're way back in the points, but you know a win could change that.
And just getting in is the thing. Anything can happen now that I'm in, right?
A chip in a chair, right? Isn't that what they say in poker?
You got it. You got it. A chip in a chair is all you need.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. 5th place locks you into the playoffs. You got some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let these boys get you back the rest of the way to your garage spot.
Oh, just thank everybody in EGR, man. We got a hell of a team. And shout out to Sydney Sweeney. I know she's not watching, but we'll shout out to Sydney Sweeney anyway.
Yeah, I saw all of that on the Discord today, and it's always entertaining watching you guys build up to a race. So, man, congrats on the run. Thanks for chatting with me, and we'll look forward to seeing how you do in the playoffs starting next week.
You bet. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That is Eric Olson. Oh, boy. We're going to go here. That's where we meant to go. We didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Now we'll get the 55 of Jeffrey Belk in. Jeff, you there?
Yes, hello.
All right, man. A 4th place finish here tonight. Mayhem. And they called it Moradness Madness, but I want to say it was mayhem, especially on those last 2 restarts in overtime. But coming out of turn 4, it was kind of a parking lot in front of you.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened. I was towards the very back, and all of a sudden, 4th.
Well, you never complain about a top 4 finish, so just don't do that, and just tell us kind of about the night. And it was just kind of a white knuckle type of race, all the whole thing, all 80 laps. Well, it was about 88 laps actually.
Yeah, honestly, we ended up taking the fast repair in the first caution, so we held back for most of the race, just try to have something here for the end. And strategy worked for us, obviously.
Well, we're getting ready to switch back to the trucks for the playoffs, man, and things are going to get a little bit different. How you feeling heading into the last 10 races of the season?
Should be a fun one. Feeling good about it. Love the trucks. Love really everything. Just looking forward to it.
All right, man. Shout-outs and thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
Mainly thanks for you to broadcast, and thanks to my team at Equipment Geek Racing. Thanks for Weak Designs, as always, for the paint job, and thanks for everyone for tuning in.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. Thanks for chatting with us. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Jeff Belk. Now let's move on. He went from having a sponsored car to an unsponsored car. He comes to Daytona, picks up a 3rd place. Daniel Green good a run tonight. Maybe we'll see some more letters and stuff on the side of that car when we get ready to start playoff racing.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, just glad to bring it home in one ish piece, I guess.
Well, we saw a couple of times guys getting really out of shape, and you were kind of riding around a lot of that stuff. Man, it got the madness is about right for this kind of racing.
Yeah, I mean, you expect that coming here though, so I wouldn't say it's anything out of the ordinary here.
Well, what do you kind of got anticipating heading into these playoffs here coming up? We're going to switch back to the trucks, and we're going to go to probably what I think is probably one of the toughest places to start any kind of playoffs at Darlington.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like Darlington's one of my maybe not best tracks, but favorite. I like running there, and so I'm excited to get there and see what we can do. You know, reset the playing field a little bit and see what happens.
Well, you did an awesome job tonight. You bring it home on the podium. You got some shout-outs for us?
Yeah, my brother listening, Marcus, and my buddy John Port.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the run, and hopefully you'll have good luck next week when we head over to Darlington.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Daniel Green, third tonight here at Daytona to close out the regular season, and now driver of that 66 car, Chandler Chabot, a second place, but we're so close to pulling this thing off. Just some weird stuff in turns 3 and 4 on the final lap.
Yeah, man. No, it was fun. It's all good. I was blocking him, and he got into my bumper, and I managed to save it. So like I can't be mad at all with the second place.
Well, plate racing, you're going to get blocks, you're going to get aero blocks, you're going to get some bumps, you're going to get some scratches, and that was kind of a weird situation. And biggest mayhem kind of happened right behind you guys as you kind of rolled through it.
Yeah. I saw Wes getting Zachariah and Kaz. I didn't look at it too much. I was more focused on the car directly behind me, not letting him pass by. But I saw some cars flipping around and heard engines blowing up, and I was like, that wasn't me.
All right, man. Well, what's the expectation when we switch back to the trucks and we start the playoffs next week?
Oh man, I can't wait for it. I really like the trucks, especially going to Darlington and the tracks after that. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I feel it's going to be a lot more competitive between the whole field.
All right, man. Well, second place tonight. Shout-outs, thank yous, and I'm going to let you get out of here.
All right, man. Take care.
Chandler Chabot. We're going to have to wait a second because usually why they do that's when I change my graphics. But Chabot second now. We're going to move. We talked to the guy right before all the green-white checker stuff. Asked him how he was going to do it. And then he went right out there and showed us. Marty Calvert, winner circle. Was that a surprise?
Just a little bit. I did not get a good launch at all on the last restart, and it took us a minute to get synced up and going. So Chandler moved up in front of me, which I expected him to do. I would have done the same thing if I was in his spot. So I just said, well, I'm just going to push him and see what happens. And I don't know, something happened right below me, I guess, and the whole line just disintegrated behind us, and then it was just me and Chandler. And he came down to block a little bit, and I got into him and got him out of whack. So I felt a little bad about that, but we talked about it, and we're all good there, and yeah, just brought it on home. So maybe the Sundrop wheel, the Moradness gloves, and the green paint scheme does mean something.
So that means that we're going to see all of those things next week on the truck at Darlington when I believe you're going to be about 4th in the standings when we start those playoffs.
Yeah, we could bring this Hedrick truck back out and see what it does. I know I had the Hedrick on the truck last year for one of the Talladega races and brought it home in first. So yeah, these kind of races just it's a roll of the dice, but being in the right place at the right time, but also you do have to be able to capitalize on what's put in front of you and just be patient. A lot of tonight was just riding around, being patient, watching the fuel. There in the middle, there was a lot of there was a lot of things that could have gone south really quickly, really badly, and somehow we were all still pointed in the right direction and going. So that was just amazing that we all held that together and kept going, and probably put on a little bit of a show separating the field out like that, and then us having to track those leaders back down. So
yeah, that was interesting. We caught a little bit of it. We weren't able to go rewind and watch exactly when it looked like a couple of cars touched. Somebody got out of shape. It broke the field apart. But you guys real quickly got lined back up. Was there a lot of communication going on to hurry up and get single file so you could run those guys back down? Or was it just kind of a natural instinct for everybody to do it?
Yeah, we were definitely talking a bit amongst ourselves. When you get into that scenario, too wide, it just doesn't help you at all. So we tried to get into a line as quick as we could to make it up, and we brought them back pretty quick, especially once they started getting racy and going too wide. If they would have stayed in the line for a little bit longer, it might have taken us a while longer. But yeah, that worked to our advantage.
All right, man. Well, an awesome job picking up the win, and definitely kept you in fourth place heading into the playoffs. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here tonight.
Yep, shout out to you for the broadcast. Love going back and watching it. Shout out to Zach and team that puts on the league. Shout out to my teammate Kirby. He didn't finish up there with me tonight, but he's a heck of a teammate. Him and Philip both just love racing with those guys and hanging out with them. And shout out to my family and viewers back home.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. We'll see you next week when we swap back to the trucks and start the playoffs.
All right, have a good one.
Marty Calvert, everybody. Winner here tonight at Daytona. He tamed the madness. It was exciting the last couple of restarts. And like we said, we're pretty sure that things were going to ratchet up in that last 10 laps. They did. And then it really ratcheted up once we got to overtime. So awesome job all night long. Bumps, bruises, but everybody comes out of here kind of ready to reset the clock, basically, and start into the playoffs. We can't wait because they're going to switch cars on us and go back to the trucks. So for 3 weeks, we get truck racing on Thursday. That'll be 3 nights a week of truck racing for 3 weeks. That'll be pretty awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Without you, there's no reason to do it. Without all the awesome leagues, there's giving us great racing. There's nothing to cover, and everybody gets a high five for that. Be sure you tune in starting next Monday night. All 4 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Great racing, each and every one of those. We won't have all 3 cars next week, but we'll have 3 times the trucks. So if you like truck racing, make sure you tune in for sure. But until we see you again, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down for us at all times. And come back and see us as soon as you can.